Hello, algebra. Here we go. Section 2.E, percents. We did percents in 7th grade. I know you've probably done them in 5th and 6th grade, but this may look a little bit different. Last year we learned to use both the proportion method and the percent equation method when solving percents. In the upper school, you're going to use only the percent equation method that looks like this. So certainly I can't keep you from doing a proportion method, but I'm looking for the percent equation. So basically, again, when we read our English words, we're looking for math symbols and math operations. When we see the word what, that's our variable. That's what we're looking for right there. That's our x. Of means multiply. Always, always, always. Multiply. 84 is means equals 105. So there's your equation right there. We're going to put the coefficient in front. 84x equals 105. When you divide both sides by 84, you end up with 1.25. And that's great, but that's not your answer because 1.25 is a decimal. It's not a percent. So in order to turn this into a percent, we move the decimal point 2 places to the right and add the percent sign. So that's what the first one looks like. Number 2, it says a car that originally sold for $9,000 is now only worth 60% of its original value. Anytime you drive a car off a parking lot after you bought it, it's worth substantially less than you just paid for it. So it's asking what is it worth now that it's not worth as much as it was when you bought it. So we need to set up an equation. We are looking for the math question here. And if you had me last year, we identified the math question and I actually had you write it down. The math question here is what is 60% of 9,000? That's what we're trying to answer. So if you write that as a math equation, what is 60% of 9,000? There's your variable, there's your equal sign. 60%, we need to turn this into a decimal. We can't do a math operation with a percent sign. It's got to be either a number, a decimal, or a fraction. So 60% is 0.60, or just 0.6. Of means multiply 9,000, and you end up with x equaling 5,400. You ask yourself, does that make sense? Yeah, it does. 5,400 is quite a bit less than 9,000, so that probably is a pretty good estimate of our answer. The last one, again, we're just going to take these English words, we're going to turn them into math related numbers and operations. 30%, 0.3. Of means multiply. What number is your x? Is means equals 12.5. So 0.3 x equals 12.5. Divide both sides by 0.3. You can hop on a calculator and do that. And you get x is equal to 41.6 repeating. Or that's 41 and 2/3, because 0.6 repeating is the same thing as the fraction 2/3. All right, let's talk about a formula here that's used quite often in the financial world. Let me pause this. Okay, I'm back. Lost my screen momentarily. So this simple interest formula is one that you'll see a lot, and certainly you'll use it a lot when you start having money to invest. And it is the way that interest is money that banks or other institutions pay you for depositing your money and leaving it with them for a while. So it's an interest rate that they pay you, and the way that you calculate what you're going to have, how much interest you're going to be paid, is this formula. P is how much you deposit. That's called the principal. P-R-I-N-C-I-P-A-L. The principal is how much you invest. The interest is what you're going to earn. The rate is how much they're going to pay you in a percentage rate, and the amount of time that you're willing to leave your money. So the interest you're going to earn is equal to how much you put in times the rate that they're going to pay you. Again, this is a percentage converted to a decimal times the amount of years, time, that you're going to leave your money in the institution. So here's a good example. You deposit $125 in a savings account. That's your principal. That earns simple interest. This is called simple interest because there is another more complicated kind of interest called compounded interest. But these problems, initially at least, we're going to just deal with simple interest. 1.75%. This is your rate. We're going to turn it into a decimal. Move the decimal point. Remember how to do this? 2 places this way. 1, 2. So that's 0.0175. The rate written as a decimal. And it tells you how much your interest that you earned. This is your I. And it's asking you to find the T. How long was your money invested? So we're going to start with the formula. I is equal to PRT. And we're going to plug in the pieces that we know and solve for what we're looking for. So the interest that we earned was $8.75. The principal, we deposited 125 bucks. We earned, the rate right here was 0.0175. That's 1.75% interest. And the time, how long we left it in, is actually the variable we're solving for. So if you get your calculator going, you can simplify this, do the multiplication, and you get 2.1875 T, divide both sides by 2.1875, 2.1875. Okay, so we figured out after we did the division that T is equal to 4. And our unit here is years because it's 1.75% per year. So to answer the question, you're going to go back and look and make sure that you got the answer to the question. How long was your money in the account? Your money was in the account for 4 years. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll continue on in the next video. Bye-bye.